Yehovah Elohim Svaot, Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. Please fill me and lead me and cover me and stir me and speak through me with your Ruach HaKodesh, that I may speak your written words with boldness and humility to those who listen. I ask all these things in Yeshua HaMashiach's name. Amen. We'll start with the Shema. Listen and obey. Children of Yehovah, pay careful attention and respond. Yehovah is our power and authority. Yehovah works in unity with himself, and you shall act upon your love to Yehovah with your power and authority, with your thoughts and mind, with your entire body, and with all the muchness that you have. Yod, Hey, Vav, Hey. Hand, behold, nail, behold. Zechariah, chapter 7. In the 4th year of King Darius, on the 4th day of the 9th month, Kislev, a message from Yehovah came to Zachariah. He sent Saratzer and Regem Melech with his men to Bethel in order to ask Yehovah's favor. As they inquired of the Kohen of the house of Yehovah Svaot and the prophets, should we go into mourning and abstain from pleasure during the 5th month, as we have been doing for all these years? It was then that this message came to me from Yehovah Svaot. Speak to all the people of the land and to the Kohanim. Tell them, when you fasted and mourned in the 5th and 7th months throughout these 70 years, were you really fasting for me? Was it for me? Rather, when you eat and drink, it's just to please yourselves, isn't it? Isn't this just what you have all proclaimed through the earlier prophets, when Jerusalem was inhabited and prosperous, as were the cities around her, and the Negev and the Shifla were inhabited? Then this message from Yehovah came to Zechariah. In the past, Yehovah Svaot said, administer true justice. Let everyone show mercy and compassion to his brother. Don't oppress widows, orphans, foreigners, or poor people. Don't plot evil against each other. But they wouldn't listen. They stubbornly turned their shoulders away and stopped up their ears so that they wouldn't have to hear it. Yes, they made their hearts as hard as a diamond so that they wouldn't hear the Torah and the messages that Yehovah Svaot sent by his Spirit through the earlier prophets. This is why great anger came from Yehovah Svaot. And it came about just as they hadn't listened when he called, so Yehovah Svaot said, I won't listen when they call, but with the power of a whirlwind I will disperse them among all the nations, which they have not known. Thus the land was left desolate after them, so that no one came or went. They had turned a pleasant land into a desert. How can we learn to love our Creator after reading this fascinating 7th chapter of Zechariah? We can read, listen, and proclaim the written word of Yehovah. Ask Yehovah for his favor. Aim with purity of heart when you fast and mourn. Aim to please Yehovah with your actions. Aim to inhabit and to be prosperous. Administer true justice. Show mercy and show compassion to widows, orphans, foreigners, and poor people. Plan good for each other. Listen to Yehovah and be flexible. Open your ears to Yehovah's written word. Ask Yehovah to soften your heart. Listen and obey Yehovah's written Torah. Aim for Yehovah to be pleased with your obedient actions to his instructions. Listen when Yehovah calls. How can we love others as Yeshua loves us? Show mercy and compassion to widows, orphans, foreigners, and poor people. Bear one another's burdens. Show mercy and compassion to widows, orphans, foreigners, and poor people. Produce spiritual fruit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, humility, and self-control. We'll end on this Friday night Shabbat and on this huge, high, holy day of Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement, with the Aaronic blessing, using the name. Yehovah will kneel before you presenting gifts, and he will guard you with a hedge of protection. Yehovah will illuminate the wholeness of his being toward you, bringing order, and he will provide you with love, sustenance, and friendship. Yehovah will lift up the wholeness of his being and look upon you and will set in place all you need to be whole and complete. Shalom, shalom, Shabbat shalom.